Hey Megan, it's Andrea. Sorry, Michi. So I always think of calling you, and I know that our schedules don't really allow that. And then I was like, this is really silly that I haven't thought of this, but I'm just going to video you. So yeah, because like when I have nature time, I have like a lot of clarity, and I had a lot of clarity today, and I was just like, I need to just like vomit it onto a video. So let's see. I went on a bike ride. It was my second interval bike ride that I've done. Third if you count, or fourth if you count how I'm having to interval to work now, because it's like just don't have time to get there at my own leisurely pace, so I have to like sprint and do like brisk and maximum speeds for me. But I like went out, and as I was biking I was just like, if you could just, like, it's so desolate, like there's nobody out here, and there's all these palm trees, and like the sky is all painted different colors, and I was like, this could be the Jungle Book or somewhere in Malaysia, and like you would never know. And so then I was thinking like ahead to traveling the world and stuff, and I was just like, oh my god. And I was just having an out-of-body experience, and it was really ethereal and transcendent, and made me feel really good, because I just, it's just the kind of feelings that I like. So we just have to be steadfast and not like don't let ourselves psych ourselves out from our dreams, because we have to keep our dreams, because that's important. And when I watched V for Vendetta last week, I've been on like this self-care kick, which I hope I'm just gonna continue throughout my life, because it's really important to keep your sanity. I watched V for Vendetta, and like when she's alone in the cell, she like has like the lady like wrote that little thing on the note and put it in a hole, and that was like the one thing they couldn't take from her. And I was like, what would be the one thing they can't take from us? And then I was like, are so many things. And that's the thing, like we think that we're having like our ugly year and stuff, and maybe we are, but we have so many beautiful things. Because I was like trying to think of one thing we put on the little note, and I was like, we care about the world, we want to see the world, we want to preserve the world, we want to like have justice for other people, we want to have self-actualization, we want people to feel good from the inside out, like want to love people for who they are and what they bring to the table. And I was just like, that is beautiful shit to put on a little toilet paper note. And it was just really beautiful, and it just made me feel really good. And then I was like having kind of a mini crisis, because I was like, oh, this is all my bike. And then I was like, what about like, so this year is city year, next year is hopefully also city year, and like pay off all my stuff, and then the next year is South Korea, and then it's Lana year. Then I was like, but like then I'll have to go back abroad, because I will, I'm here and then I'm there and then I come back here, but I don't want to like not go back. I need to go, like there's 240 more countries I have to see, 235. And so I was like I can't just come back here, because what happens after Lana year? What happens after Lana year? So I was like, well, and then I had to just kind of think things very fluidly in my mind, and I was like, maybe instead of, this is a really weird vomit, maybe instead of like staying here permanently, nothing's permanent, but maybe I will like have my little ESOL time, a little TOEFL time, or camp, or whatever I do time abroad after Lana year, and that will be part of my career building, and that will be like traveling the world, because then maybe we haven't even hit the biggest adventure, because maybe Lana year isn't the biggest adventure, maybe that's a huge adventure, but like we still have to like visit all the countries and travel the world and learn the secrets of life and existence and happiness. So I'm at a very peaceful place. I have an interview for the YMCA tomorrow. That's an $8 to $10 per hour position for this summer, and then I'd still be able to work at Aldi on the weekend. And then next year I would do the Aldi in City Year, and then South Korea, and then hopefully I'm starting now. I started this paycheck that just came of not touching my Aldi paycheck at all. I had to pay off a lot of stuff. I paid off my PT, I paid off my mom, and then I just had a mini splurge for myself of buying like some clothes because I had to go to the military ball, and then I was like, oh, like clothes at Ross are so cheap, and then I got this really cute like nomadic backpack and stuff. So anyways, that's behind me. I spent that money. No use crying over spilled almond milk. And so yeah, so that's behind me. Moving forward, I have this paycheck, and then every paycheck from there on, I'm just going to not touch because I need to get good at saving and budgeting. And I am great at it because I decided today that whatever you act like, you are. You don't have to plan on being things because you can just be things. And if I want to go wearing a crisp suit to an interview tomorrow, even though I have no idea how I'm going to get there on a bike and look that nice and fresh and clean and not sweat through it and have my shit together when I'm there, I can do that. And I can kick that interview in the butt, and I'm going to get that interview because that's just what I'm going to do. And I read an article, a Time article today on our generation, the millennials. It says that we're lazy, narcissistic, and entitled, but we're also the most generous, the most likely to have permanent social change because we just don't believe in discriminating. Like, that's just not, we're way more accepting than previous generations. Not saying the people, but at the time period in the generation that they were in, with whatever. And with other things too, like we're not necessarily the most narcissistic, it's just that we have the technology right now that is adaptable to narcissistic people, so maybe it raises the coincidences of narcissism. We'll never know. Anyway, so the good things are we're going to change the world, we strive for better things, and we are more generous, and we go for self-actualization as opposed to just meeting a paycheck or providing for people. There's a 96% retention rate at like Google or not Google, it's some other big name like journal or something like that. And the people there, 96% retention. And most of the people there are under 30. It's like a lot of people. And they have like photography classes, like book clubs, like jiu-jitsu, karate. They had a jiu-jitsu class, and then they're like, oh yeah, jiu-jitsu and karate, and they're like, those are two different things. And then they had to add a karate class because people like knew the difference, and like they want the whole package. They're willing to work for the whole package, but they want the whole package. And so it's like this interesting thing where it's like, oh, how did this person get to the top of this company? It's like, oh, well, they just called one day and were like called towards the CEO position, called us and wanted to see how things worked, and then they kind of went up some notches, and then they just moved their way back up, and they got all the way up. And you started with a phone call because people are willing to work for it, but they're also like the ones who feel like I'm worth that, I'm worth more, and they care about the environment, and they just care. And so that made me feel better, and like I can do things. And I'm thinking I'm starting to see some of my discrepancies I've had with adults, older adults, where they don't kind of see, like you can't see eye to eye with each other. And then I'm like, maybe we have generational discrepancies, or maybe we just have different ideas of what happiness, or what, not ideas, but we have different happinesses. And you found yours, and I have mine, and that's fine, but don't judge people for what their happiness is. I'm starting to do that more, and it makes me a lot happier. And yeah, so anyways, I had this huge crisis that we couldn't do Lana here at that time, and then I realized I can just do my world traveling after that. Also, we should probably compile a list of like the things that we need for nomad time. No mermaid. Mermad. Mermad. That's funny. Time. So, yeah, we need to do that, definitely. Okay. I'll talk to you later.